Hi, you're very welcome. And in this video, I just want to show you how I created a dashboard around our Irish presidential election in 2025. Okay, so down here at the bottom, I've got my raw data sheet. There we go. And this is basically the data as I pulled it in, as it was pulled in from the internet, I downloaded from the internet. And then I need to go to prepare data. And I've added in an ID column here because I'm going to need that for my formulas and also for setting up my list box as well. So I put in the constituency, so just go equals, go to raw data, click on all, press enter, and then I just double click to copy that down. It's all the way to there. Now, if you look up here, these are just ones, as I said, that I've prepared earlier, and you can see those formulas yourself. I've done that as a mixture of VLOOKUP formulas, etc. And just this one here, just the character 13, just puts in a carriage return into my text boxes, which you'll see I want to do here. I then come over here to Martina Connolly and I just go equals, go to raw data again. And I'm going to click on this constituency here, Carlow Kilkenny. And then I click that across and drag it across. Again, I just double click to copy it down. Right. Now what I need to do as well is I need to get the totals here. So I'll just go equals sum, open bracket, click on this first one, Control Shift arrow down, and then close my bracket again and press enter. And then I just copy that across because I just want to get the totals as well. So I've got that bit done. Now I'm going to come back here to my dashboard and I've knocked off the grid lines. And I did that by coming up here to view. And I just go over here to grid lines. So this is just so I have a nice clean cover for this one. And then I come up here to insert. And then I just come over here to text box. And then I just move this up to here. Just resize a little bit. And I just type in of Irish presidential election 2025. Okay, and I'm just going to do a little bit of formatting on this shape format. And again, I'm just going to kind of go with the colors that are here. This one. And I just format it, make it like a size 20 font. And maybe center it as well. There we go. Okay, so got that bit done. Come back then to my prepared data. And I'm also going to go back to the dashboard. I'm also going to add a list box. So I come up here to the developer ribbon. And if the developer ribbon isn't visible, you need to go to File, Options. So I'll just go here to File, down to Options. And then if you look over here on the left-hand side, it says Customize Ribbon. And then I just come down here to Developer. All right, and that's it there. Click OK. I then come up here to Insert, and I'm going to use a list box. Click list box, because I want to use this as the list of my constituencies. And then I just do a right click. See the little bobbles around it? Right click, Format Control. And for my input range, that's going to be my list of constituencies, which is over here. I just do Control Shift arrow down. And the cell link will be the way I will control, how basically what I'm going to do is make sure that, as I put in the number up here, as I click on this cell box, this will update this with a number. So for example, if I click outside this again, if I click here on, let's say, third one down, Cavan Monaghan, you can see up here, it says 3. All right. And I've put a VLOOKUP in there, which basically, will change depending on the constituency. Okay, so got that bit done so far. I'm then going to go back over here. I want to prepare the data for my tree map. So click here. Now I could use an XLOOKUP or a VLOOKUP. Either is fine. So just go to Formulas, Lookup and Reference, go down to my VLOOKUP. I'm going to use XLOOKUP for this one because it makes it a little bit easier. The lookup value going to be this one, and I just use F4 to lock it. My lookup array is going to be over here to this ID column, which is why I use the ID column, and F4 to lock that as well. And I want to see my return array is going to be this one here. Catherine Connolly. So just do Control Shift arrow down, and then I click OK. And what I'm going to do is that this basically allows me, okay, to drag this across, because I've locked these things, and then it allows me just to drag the formulas across. So let's a quick look then. Quick check. It says Cavan Monaghan up here. I'm going to check the Cavan Monaghan is 20273 for Catherine Connolly, 1546, and that one and 31047. So we're looking good. I now want to make a tree map. So I had it to this one, and I picked a tree map because I think a tree map is good for showing proportions. And I'm just going to go to Insert, this tree map, click here. Okay, but because it's one of the newer charts, it does have certain limitations. Now, I don't want the chart title, so I'm just going to remove that. And I don't want the legend, so I'm going to remove that. And then I'm just going to come back to this one. Okay, and I'm going to click on this data point, and I want to add the photo for Heather Humphreys here. Okay, so I just do a right click, Format Data Point, and then I come over here to this one, go to Fill. Click outside that now again a second. Just make sure you need to click on this one. You need to do the data point thing, otherwise this won't work. Go up to this one, and then I choose Picture or Texture Fill. And then what I do is I choose Insert, and I navigate to where that photograph is stored. Now, what I do then is I then do the same thing for the other two candidates. So I'm going to stop the recording and do that. Okay. Now, if I come back here now to my dashboard, I'm just going to choose another, let's say I'm just going to choose Claire, my prepared data, and you can see then it changes as I add it. Now, I want to add the actual numbers, so I click over here to my plus, go to my data labels, go to more data label options, and I just tick the box for value. And that puts in the value the vote of each person got. Okay. Now, what I'm going to do next is I'm just going to copy and paste this over to my dashboard. So just Control C, dashboard, Control V. Oh, just resize it there a little bit. And I might just also just do a little click here on this one. I just want to move this down a bit because I've got to put some other stuff in it as well. Okay, and then I'm just going to click here again on this one and just resize it. Okay. And I might just resize that one as well. Now, what you can also do as well is if you want to put in the name of the constituency, you could just, let's say, click on the chart here, go to Insert, and then just go to Text Box, and then just click and drag the text box. Now, I'm just going to go up here to Equals, and I'm going to put in the name of the constituency from the prepared data one, which is up here. Okay, and I want to make it transparent. So I come up here to Shape Format, Shape Fill, and just say No Fill. However, I just need to be careful then to get my, this is always a bit fiddly, I think. Let's see if we'll do that now. Let me do that font. Yeah, see, I've made the font white. I'm just going to make it a little bit bigger. And that one. Now, you're supposed to be able to kind of, if I click on this one and then do a Shift key and then click this, I should be able to group them. Okay. Now, I have to say, Shape Format, is that I have found this quite hit and miss. Let me hit Group and let me see if it'll do it. Yeah, this time it'll do it, but it doesn't always do it, let me assure you. All right, so this one here, nice, tidy and aligned. And then the other thing I want to do then is I'm going to go back to my prepared data, and I want to insert a text box in here as well that's going to link to this one. Okay, so I come up here to Insert, and I choose Text Box again, and I just click and drag here. All right, I'm just going to format this. So I try and do as much work as possible on this. Go to Shape Fill, and I'm going to make it a different, maybe a dark green here. Do that one. And then I come up here to then and just go Equals, and I go down to Prepare Data, and then I click here, and I press Enter. Okay, so that gives me the electorate for all. But then as I click on each of these, see there, You see then it updates automatically. Now once I've got this done, I just need to copy and paste it. So just go Control C, Control V, and then I'm just going to do it with the other ones. But again, I'm just going to pause the recording. Okay, I've got all these added in. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to hold down my Shift key, click here on this one. I'm going to go up here to Shape Format. I'm going to go to Align. I'm going to go to Distribute Horizontally, and that'll get them nice and tidy. Okay, and the other thing then I'm going to do is I'm going to go to Align and Align Top. And that means they all come out a little bit tidier. And then I'm going to resize this a fraction. And then I could resize this one as well. Or what I could do is click this one, hold down my Shift key here, and then go Align and Align Right. And if I hold down my Shift key, click on all these, I can go to Group and Group, and then they're now as one entity here. And then I can align those as well. Okay. Now, as I click on each of these in turn, see there, you can see how each of them come out on this one. All right. Hope you find that useful. Mind yourself and take care. Bye.